Happy Saturday. Today I wanted to talk about instant gratification and the grooming process while you're working towards your goals or your objectives. What I've noticed, not in myself actually, I can honestly say that ever since I've been a child, I've always been into the struggle in the long haul because that's what I lived through. I lived in an area that, it how would I say it? I grew up in an area where struggle was going to be introduced to you one way or the other, and so you had to think on your feet, and you had to be willing to, how would I put it, strive to get what you wanted. Where I'm from, and that's why I will always be super thankful to my family and friends that I'm from Rainier Valley, because Rainier Valley made me who I am, but that's another story. But moving on, you should want to struggle. You should want the grooming process to be difficult, because once you reach your goal, that's just the beginning. Just like commencement, when you graduate from high school, commencement is the beginning. You should have wanted high school to be difficult. Or if you're in high school now, you should want those tests to be hard and the classes to be hard. You should want that instructor that's going to make you force you to grind the books and fight to get that good grade, because college isn't going to be any easier, and life isn't going to be any easier, and goals aren't going to be any easier. There's going to be people that want what you want, that are going to be willing to outwork you. So if their grooming process and their work ethic has been brought to a higher level than yours, then why do you deserve it? I always like to go back to this question. I ask myself this question all the time. What have you earned? What have you earned versus what you feel like you deserve, Eddie? Because that's a big question that a lot of people need to get in the habit of asking themselves. Have you earned this, or do you just feel like you deserve it? Because there's a big difference. They both may sound alike, but they're very different, and the mindset that goes along with them is very different. There's been things in my life where the road has been tough. The road has been hard. I've wanted to quit. I've wanted to give in. But when I achieve those goals and I look back at everything that I've done and I look at the character that it built in me, I was thankful that those times were hard, because those hard times gave me the strength to capitalize on ideas, find ideas, strive to improve myself. And just thinking about like improvement while you're sorry, I'm sweating, I just got back from my walk, but just thinking about that improvement. If you're this person that can't really deal with the long haul, then what you need to do is you need to strategically set yourself up these checkpoints, and maybe like little gifts that you give to yourself along the way. You're not a bad person if you're not a long haul person. You're not a bad person if you don't like struggle. It's not for everyone. But the understanding of struggle builds that character. The understanding of what, fighting through the hard stuff makes you stronger, makes you tougher, makes you, quicker on your feet. When the road is tougher, you see more, you absorb more. And that's what we should want out of life. We shouldn't want the easy road. Everyone that I know that's been handed stuff, they grew up with money or whatever, they're not all, weak or whatever, but a high percentage of them, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but a high percentage of the people that I know that have been handed stuff, they don't have the character of the people that I know that struggled. Sorry, that's just the way that it is, because they didn't have to struggle. Like they always say, like the good looking people, the this, the that, the people with money, are they going to be able to handle, if, is the rich person going to be a handle if they end up broke and they have to build all that back? Is the beautiful person going to be able to handle, when they get older and that beauty goes away? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves as adults. those are just the ideas that I was thinking of on this topic. But you could, you could put this topic anywhere in your life. You can add this to your, daily ideas, or your daily like question to yourself. Am I struggling? Am I making this difficult? Am I creating ways to make myself have to think harder, to work harder? Because trust me, someone else out there is working just as hard or harder. And I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your objective is. I don't know what it is that you want. But if it's something that is a competitive thing, if it's something that someone else wants, then you definitely need to think about this idea and really sit down and write out ways that you could find to make it a little bit more difficult, or read a little bit more about the topic. I don't know what you need to do. That's on you. I just share these ideas because I hope that they create happiness for people. Happy Saturday.